We've got friend of Flo and superstar. Can I call you superstar? Or you just you don't like
friend
that?
or foe. Friend, but I'll go with friend of Flo.
There you go. Kardinal.
Friend or foe. I'm like, I'm a friend. I'm a friend. What up? 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 Yes.
Coady is coming off a long night. Can I talk about what happened last night now?
Of course you can. Now.
Now, okay. Well, yesterday there was a secret party that you weren't invited to that he threw.
Why did you make it sound like that? Listen, I was sliding in a lot of you guys' DMs out there. Some of you know exactly who I'm talking to. Slid in lots of DMs.
He threw a big party last night. Album hit iTunes on midnight. It is called KARDI GRAS VOL.1, The Clash.
iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Google Play, anywhere where the dopest music is played or purchased, you can find KARDI GRAS VOL.1, The Clash.
The hard copy you can get at HMVs and all that place right now too, or?
I don't know. What's a hard copy?
We love the hard copy. We got a hard copy. I'd rather have the hard copy, and we got one yesterday.
Loose talk. Careful how you tell everybody that you love the hard copy. You know,
I like to
we're trying to
have it
keep
in
it
my
PG.
hand.
Trying to keep it PG.
Okay.
You said what? You need it? Oh boy, double loose talk. I love it. That's why I like coming here.
How long did it take you to?
Triple loose talk.
How long did it take you to come up with this album and get all the songs in here together? A year, 6 months, 2 months?
I mean, you know what? I don't want to like kind of bastardize the process.
Right.
Like it was a long, tedious, and I don't mean tedious in a bad way. It was very meticulous with the album. The time from the last album to this album is about 7 years. Like if you take out the album that I did with Knots 2 or 3 years ago, it's about 7 years. So I would say it took about 7 years to do the album. But the thing is, there's songs on there that I did a couple of weeks before it went to pressing, and there's some songs that I did a few years ago. So it's really like the thing that I pride myself on is listening to the album. You'll never know which songs are the songs that I did 2 weeks ago versus the ones that I did before, because I try and have my music always sound timeless, so that when you listen to that album 10 years from now, you're still like, yo, this album is super crazy, as opposed to like, oh, what was I thinking about 10 years ago? You know what I mean?
It's very eclectic. We listened through it yesterday.
Yeah, we listened, and I have two.
Eclectic is like Kensington Market for a jacket. It's like drop crotch pants when it's out of season. That's eclectic. We'll figure out a different description.
Eclectic. I love that. What's wrong with
because
eclectic?
there's people that know I don't want to just do an eclectic album.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah, no.
Paul
There's all
Simon's eclectic.
different kinds of stuff on there, all different genres. What I'm saying.
Well, there is a whole. You're freaking me out, by the way. There is a whole.
Shouts out to our cameraman.
Yeah. He's intense.
Intense.
No, I'm just playing with you guys. This is what happens when I'm delirious. This is what happens when you literally have a 48-hour KARDI GRAS with no sleep. This is what happens. You get the crazy KARDI.
That's what happens when KARDI does a party and doesn't invite you.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, please. You can blame that one on the Indian Suge Knight that you got going on over in the corner there. Not me.
Shout out to Mastermind in the studio right now. If you're wondering who that is.
Yeah, and it's not because he's hanging me outside of the window or anything.
What's life like being kind of an A&R, an artist? Are you like looking for the next big thing while, sneaking in some tracks for yourself, or like how do you balance it?
All right, so that description was just kind of like eclectic. So, so I have a big fancy title that I made myself. Yeah. It's Executive Creative Director of A&R.
Right.
So just so that people, because it's good that you mentioned that. A lot of people don't know what it is that what I formally do at Universal. Like they're like, oh, are you the guy that like finds new talent and like tries to sign it?
Yeah.
There's various things that I do at the label. One of them, and a big part of it that I pride myself on, is being an ambassador for Universal. You know what I'm saying? I started off kind of probably as the mascot, but work my way up to being the ambassador. But what it is it's like, if you know anything about my legacy within this country, pride and being patriotic and loving where you're from has always been a big thing. So for me, originally when Randy Lennox is no longer there, big up Jeffrey Remedios, but originally when Randy Lennox was there and wanted me to come and work with him, part of what we wanted to do was to establish the fact that people should be proud of being from Canada and wanting to start your foundation here and then expand it, to where you have worldwide success. And I think that, that's something that is super important, and it's super important for everybody, people that are older, but also people that are younger coming up in the game, to understand how amazing this country is. And I know a lot of times we kind of gauge our success based on how well we do in America.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that should never be the limit of your scope. We have Shawn Mendes, we got Bieber, Weeknd, the Drake. I guess that's the two of them combined. That's what I'm going to go as for Halloween tomorrow, Drake. But we have them killing, killing the charts right now. But just because they're doing well in America, that doesn't mean, they're that's it. You know what I mean? It's like your focus should be doing well every single place around the planet, and it's dope to really start from here. So I really want to try and get that culture into people's psyche, so that when they think about Canada, they don't think about it as just a stepping stone to getting to America.
Right.
It's somewhere that you're like, this is my home, this is where I'm proud of, this is where I come from, this is where my career started. And that's really what we're trying to do, is have a lot of the new artists, big up to people like Jazz Cartier, Lucas Di Pasquale, a bunch of different people, W. Darling, Sean Hook, a lot of people that we discovered here and, started here, but then just started to explode around the world. And we love that. Somebody like Lucas, he went to the UK and he was #1 in their club charts. You know what I'm saying? We have people like Sean Hook, who's killing it in radio in America. We have people like Jazz Cartier, who's, right now touring the world and doing amazing things. And it feels good for us to say that really, the birth of that started within Universal Music Canada. So part of that is me really building upon that culture. But yes, there is that part that also tries to find, nurture, mentor, and guide talent that we have.
You're going to get a whole bunch of mixtapes now. You're going to get the...
You said now? Like if I didn't pull out my phone, it would have been, hey, guy, check this link. Yeah. First and foremost, buddy, get rid of the egg avatar. Start to promote yourself. Yeah. Don't talk to eggs on Twitter.
There you go.
Yeah.
Step 1, to talk to Kardinal Offishall.
Step 1. Step number 2, have more than 32 followers. But anyway.